Hey, Amelia Mosley here. Let's check out what's happening in the news. The winter season is almost upon us, and we're already seeing a record number of people being diagnosed with the flu. Hospitals around the country are prepping for a flood of patients over the next few months. So, exactly how bad is it?
So far this year, there has already been almost 40,000 confirmed flu cases in Australia, and experts say this could be the worst flu season on record. So, what exactly is the flu? In most cases, flu symptoms are similar to that of a cold: runny nose, sore throat and a headache, but more severe. This is because of something called pathogen. Colds are caused by hundreds of different pathogens. Most of them are viruses. However, with the flu, only one specific family of viruses is responsible: the influenza virus. And there are 3 different types: influenza A, B and C. Type C is usually quite harmless to people. Type B is probably the one we'd compare to the common colds. Type A, however, is the most severe. So how can it be prevented? Experts recommend you wash your hands regularly. Make sure your body is getting all the healthy food and drink it needs, for example vitamin C, and plenty of water. Get lots of exercise and fresh air. And every year between June and August, people can visit their doctor for a flu vaccination.
If you're a Star Wars fan, I've got some good news for you. There are a whole bunch of new movies on the way. Disney's just released its film lineup over the next 8 years or so, including a new Star Wars trilogy kicking off in 2022. No one's sure yet if these new movies continue the story of the current trilogy, which wraps up at the end of the year with The Rise of Skywalker. Because Disney also owns Marvel, there was great news for superhero fans too, with a whopping 8 films planned to keep that train going.
MJ, I am Spider-Man. No.
English football club Liverpool has qualified for the Champions League final after pulling off one of the most amazing comebacks the competition's ever seen. Liverpool started the match 3 goals down after losing the first leg against Barcelona. Pretty much no one thought they had a chance of winning, especially with their biggest stars out injured. But that didn't stop the Liverpool players' unbelievable comeback.
It's in! It's incredible! It's Wijnaldum!
With just a bit over 10 minutes left, Liverpool scored their 4th goal with this sneaky corner, sending the crowd wild and sealing an unforgettable win. Now, let's talk about a condition you've probably heard of before: Tourette syndrome. Living with it can be tough, and not many people understand what that's actually like.
Mark and Ronan are 2 young Aussies that have Tourette's syndrome, but it affects them in different ways.
Because sometimes I feel stuff in the back of my neck, sometimes I feel stuff like in my eyes or in my head.
Tourette's syndrome is a neurological disorder, which means it affects the brain. It causes people to make sudden movements or noises called tics that are really hard to control. Mark's tics can make it difficult to concentrate, but his classmates are really supportive.
They help me with my Tourette's by distracting me with stuff and making me laugh.
They've actually been learning about Tourette's syndrome lately with a new game, where they follow clues and complete tasks that show them how complicated tics can be. Mark hopes that other people can do this kind of stuff to learn more about what he goes through every day.
Up next, this segment takes a look at some things in the news that are just hard to bear. Doing anything at high altitude is pretty tough, but how about a casual game of rugby on a glacier? This insane match was held near Everest Base Camp in Nepal, and it's just broken the record for the highest game of rugby in history. And it was all for a good cause, raising money for a children's charity. Struggling to see through this? So were the people of Mildura in northwest Victoria yesterday. This crazy dust storm hit the town, turning day into night. Locals said it looked kind of like the world was ending. And check out the 3 little bears that were rescued in Bulgaria. Wildlife experts found them wandering around the mountains without their mum at just 3 months old. They took them to a wildlife sanctuary, and now after their first birthdays, they're being released back into the big wild world out there. Oh, can't bear it. Too cute. Well, that's about all we have time for, but let us know. Have you ever had the flu? Do you have any tips for getting through it? Comment below. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe.